Okay, in this video we're checking out the build of the iFlight Vector frame. I did a review of the frame here without the electronics in it a few weeks back. So if you want to see details on how the frame is put together, check the link in the description. I'll also put a card in the corner. These other parts here, except for the motors, I'll talk about that here last. I've already done reviews on. The camera here is actually an old school camera. It's one of the original Runcam Eagles. It's a full-size camera. I think it's the Eagle 2 Pro, and yeah, this frame does take full-size cameras by default. So if you are a fan of full-size cameras, then yeah, this is going to be the frame for you. It's a Freestyle frame here, top-mounted battery, as you can see here, but it's a little bit of a lighter setup. Pretty small space for a battery up there if you're using like a GoPro, or in this case I was using the new Foxeer Box 2. It kind of sticks back, leans back, so I was using a 1300 milliamp hour 4S in this setup. The stack here is a King Kong, or the LD ARC 40 amp stack. It's an F4 board and a 40 amp 4-in-1 ESC. Now the reason I went with this stack here is it's a 2-board stack with the video transmitter on the same board as the flight controller, and that's because there's not a lot of space there. You could add a third board possibly, but it was pretty tight, so I elected to go with the stack here with the flight controller and video transmitter on the same board. There's another one from Gip RC, I think will also, it's a 2-board system, so you might want to check that one out as well. Got a capacitor back there. I'm using an XM Plus receiver. The video transmitter has a SMA adapter, goes out the back here like this, and I'm just using a Pagoda antenna in the back here. Now the motors here, this is new. I haven't done a video on this one. This is from Panda RC. It's a 2207 2450 kV motor. Pretty nice motor here. I'll flash some photos I took before I installed it. It's got the open bottom design. It's got a set screw in the bottom, so got a hollow shaft. Pretty okay magnets, not super tight air gap. I would say this is not a super high-end motor. I don't think it's that expensive. It's probably somewhere mid-range, budget range type of motor. Decent motor, 2207. I think for this little lighter setup here, it was totally fine. You'll see the flight footage is pretty decent. It's got good power. No complaints about that. A couple of notes here on the frame. As you can see, the way it's designed, the bottom here is sticking out. So, and it's the same over here on the 2 vertical side plates. So that's what's actually sitting on. It's actually sitting on this bottom plate here. It's actually sitting on these nubs here of the frame. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, maybe someone could make a 3D printed part here that you can wrap around this standoff so that it has something to land on. I was thinking maybe I'll probably put together something like that. If you guys are interested in that, I could probably put a part together pretty quickly and throw it up on my Thingiverse account. So let me know in the comments below. And probably also do the same thing back here, because if you're landing on concrete, these are going to get scratched or scraped, and eventually it will delaminate. So I was landing on grass, so if you're landing on grass, it's probably not a problem. But if you're flying in concrete, we're going to land on concrete, eventually that's going to wear off, especially if you're doing a lot of sliding. But if you're like a TPU part or something like that, a 3D printed part, then yeah, that should protect your frame a little bit. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. You guys should know what the frame weighs from the frame review. I actually don't remember what it is offhand. It's been a while since I did that video. And this is the weight with all the electronics, battery straps and props, coming in at 367.4 grams. I'm not sure if that's heavy or light. You guys let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there's lighter setups out there. I thought it felt pretty agile, pretty nimble in the air for a Freestyle rig. Pretty well balanced. And then it's got these nice skinny arms. So this frame kind of reminds me of kind of like a racing setup, hybrid Freestyle setup. Not necessarily a Freestyle setup completely. It does sort of remind me a little bit of the racing setup with the really skinny arms. It just cuts through the air. I don't really feel that much drag when I'm flying it around, even when carrying around a GoPro. Speaking of the GoPro or some sort of HD camera you're putting up here, the default angle is not it's kind of shallow, as you can see there. Not a whole lot of camera tilt. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more because the front of the props here do show up in the bottom of the frame of the video. You'll see that. You could probably put some kind of 3D printer part here or something to angle it up some more, or maybe put a piece of foam or something like that to give it a little more angle and tilt the camera back a little more if you don't like the props in view. And I'm one of those guys. I know that there's a lot of the people like that. So yeah, that's something you might want to look into. But yeah, overall, I like this frame. It's a nice little freestyle setup, kind of go anywhere. And if you're not into huge amounts of flight time and you're okay with a smaller battery, a little bit lighter setup, more nimble flying, if you're into that kind of acro freestyle, then this is a frame you would probably want to check out. It's a really unique design, and I think it flies pretty good. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you some flight footage. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.